Hey, what's up? Myriad Man here. The Canadian winter is still here, and this time it's minus 20 degrees outside right now. Fortunately, the car that I'm looking at today won't be affected too much by this cold weather. This is a 2018 Ford Edge with the titanium trim. It's packed with a 3.5-liter Durtech V6 engine, all-wheel drive, and other features like the 19-inch rims, panoramic sunroof, and hands-free liftgate. However, here's the thing. Ford just debuted their 2019 Edge at the Detroit Auto Show, and it has a completely new look. It will, without a doubt, sell like hotcakes. But the question is, should you wait for the 2019 Edge, or should you just go ahead and buy the 2018 model? Also, here's a little cool fact. Alongside the Flex, Lincoln Nautilus, and MKT, the Edge, this car was made right here in Canada. Actually, the factory is right there. Take a look. Not bad, eh? But before we go for a drive, first, a little background. It's pretty common knowledge that SUVs have been absolutely dominating the North American market for quite some time now. And because of that, car makers are trying to fill in all the gaps. In this case, the Edge was made to fit right in between the Escape and Explorer. It's meant for people who want to get a sort of compact SUV with a minivan-like interior space and have no intention of off-roading. In other words, the Edge is perfect for soccer moms. Sorry, but minivans are a slowly dying species, and I think it's about time we let them go. Soccer moms and dads prefer to get a car that offers a more dynamic experience that minivans just can't give. Of course, the Edge is not as rugged as its bigger brothers, the Explorer and Expedition, but it's not supposed to. In fact, it's based on the same platform that the Fusion and Lincoln Continental use, while these two use a truck-based platform. If you know where to look, it's pretty easy to remember. A Ford SUV with a hexagonal grille means it's car-based, whereas rectangular means truck-based. Simple. Actually, let's talk design. Ford's designers wanted the second-generation Edge to have a more athletic look, while at the same time maintaining that feeling of stability the first generation had. And they've done it. The deep crease line on the side gives it a strong shoulder, and this one wraparound line serves many purposes. One of them being that it gives the illusion of a sporty low stance, kind of like the Fusion that it's based on. As for stability, that's been proven simply by the complete absence of a floating roof and all other futuristic floating-like elements. So it looks stable and dynamic, but does it drive like so? Well, let's find out. See if there are a heated steering wheel. If there is a heated steering wheel option. No, there isn't. Okay, I'm gonna try braking one more time. Yeah, see the brakes themselves, the pedals, they're pretty stiff. The signal levers are actually pretty weighty. Very solid and good quality, actually. Steering wheel is very thick, but it really is unfortunate that there isn't an option to heat up the steering wheel. I really would have liked that, and my hands are freezing. The steering is direct, but so far it lacks the feeling of I can't really feel the road through the steering wheel. I gotta take off my hat. It's starting to get a little bothersome, and it's really warm in the car too. Same with the scarf. It's getting a little too warm. I'm gonna try out the Sync 3 infotainment system and see how responsive it is. Say if I were to go to climate, very nice, I like that. Just have to go all the way down to 18. You know what, I'm just gonna bring it down and hear the silence. It's very quiet, I like that. That's another thing you have to know about the Ford Edge is that this is more of a comfort car. If you want to get an SUV that's more sporty, that's the whole reason that there is an Edge Sport, which actually is going to be replaced by the Edge ST. That will be coming, I think, in maybe like 3 or 4 months. But if you want something that's worth driving on the track, you should get the ST. But for now, if you want something that's far more budget oriented, or at least something that's acceptably premium, this should be the one that you should get. With the titanium trim, you have to remember that if you want to get better speakers, or if you want to get a more luxurious feeling, you obviously have to go for the Lincoln. But for what this car offers, the titanium trim, it does a fairly good job of giving you a comfortable and premium enough feeling. I like it. Oh yeah, see, that's another thing. Say if you were to try to use the paddle shifters, which yes, this car has paddle shifters, you really have to look at the rev counter. But unfortunately, unlike normal cars where you have the speedometer on the left and the rev counter on the right, in this car you have the huge speedometer in the dead center, which is in a way good, and it's also physical, it's not digital. That's the thing about this car. With this 3.5 liter engine, it lacks the torque, and because of that, if you want to accelerate in and out of traffic, the 3.5 V6 is not going to be the car for you. It really isn't. But for the highway driving, say like what we're doing right now, it works perfectly fine. You have the horsepower, especially when you rev high. You have the 275 horsepower almost at all times. Also, the Ford Edge is pretty popular. There it is, right there. Nice. Same color too. Canadians seem to like this car. The seat really does wonders, and I highly recommend you try these out if you're looking for a compact-ish SUV. Okay, see if we go to... Yeah, see, I'm not a fan of touchscreens because like you have to look every time you want to point and click something. It would have been a lot nicer if this had the circle here. The brakes work, but the pedals aren't as soft as you want them to be. The suspension is also really soft. In a car like this where you want the comfort, in this case, having a soft suspension is a good thing. It's very, very spacious. You can get a 7-seater Ford Edge, but that will increase the size of this car to 4.8 meters. Whereas if you just get this car that has 5 seats, that will bring down the size of this car to 4.7 meters, and that's a bit more reasonable. This car feels really heavy, but at the same time, you really shouldn't push it because it's not the kind of car that wants to be pushed. You know how much this car weighs? This car weighs 1,840 kilograms. That is really heavy. This is the kind of car that you should not push. It's purely just for comfort. It's the car that you should get for what SUVs are for. Taking your kids to school, taking your kids to a soccer practice, hockey practice, go-kart practice. You get the idea. See the radius, see how it works. Not bad for an SUV like this, not bad. I don't know what the number is, but I was expecting to do a 3-point turn, but this car did it in one swing. Very nice. Speaker test. I think I have a few CDs down here. We have American Idiot, Green Day, Red Handed Denial, and then there's Motion Picture Soundtrack, Shrek 2. Oh, this is a difficult choice. Green Day, Shrek 2. Let's go for some rock. There you go. Okay. Let's see what this sounds like. Yeah. There's not as much bass as I wanted, but the bass is still there. Again, if you want to have better quality speakers, you can of course go to the Lincoln Nautilus where they have the Revel speakers. Those are really good. But for what this has, Sony did a good job with those speakers. Really nice. There you go, that's better. And actually this time, my thumb isn't really bothered by the really poor stitching job. This car has a weird short hood, but there's a good reason for that. Like I said, in order for this cabin to have all this space, you need to move the windows forward so that we can have a bigger dashboard, more seating space, more luggage space. It's a small compromise that the engineers made and designers, but it works. The 2018 Ford Edge with the titanium trim is a comfortable, quiet, and an incredibly spacious SUV that will serve the needs of not just your typical soccer mom, but many others as well. As usual, for more of my thoughts and details on the Edge, please click the link below to read my article on marriedman.ca/all/review4. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. This car is incredibly spacious. This car is incredibly spacious. This car is incredibly spacious. Spacious. That's a hard word to say, but you get what I'm trying to say, right?